My neighbor told me he heard an explosion and then saw all the water spraying all over this tree.
Less than a week ago, the parking spot in front of Jeremy Cleaver's house in Centennial's Forest Park neighborhood resembled one of the natural wonders of the world. The aftermath was much less awe-inspiring.
Due to the ground being so saturated, it actually flooded the basement. Like water came up from the ground, from the bottom of the slab. No, I've never seen anything like it.
That's not exactly true. Jeremy says he's seen plenty like it.
I would say we probably had 7 water main breaks that I know of in the last 5 years.
Might as well rewrite the words to the famous Journey song. There is something wrong with the water mains on South Detroit.
How many water main breaks do you think we need to have for them to actually finally come and just fix the problem?
If Amy Stivers looks familiar to you, thank you for your loyal viewership.
I think I was on the news here before for the same problem with Denver Water.
My neighbor had walked down and obviously saw.
We talked to her back in the summer of 2022, when South Detroit looked more like a creek than a suburban thoroughfare. There have been at least 4 more water main breaks on this very road. 4 since late October of last year alone.
I called you guys because I complained to Denver Water, but haven't heard anything.
We need transparency from Denver Water to help our neighbors to get resolution.
So Maggie McMonigal and Amy called Steve on Your Side frustrated as they watched South Detroit continue to drown without a plan to fix it. Denver Water tells us since South Detroit was paved in 2023, they set any water projects here aside to avoid duplicating the cost of paving, which is the most expensive part of the process. But the utility told me the team is fully aware of the recent break history here and will meet this week to discuss whether they should reprioritize that area for repair.
Well, I think it's a little too late. I think that if they have to have a meeting to determine how they reprioritize something, then their priorities are not in order. This is important.
They need to stop putting a Band-Aid on the issue and actually get to the root problem.
Denver Water tells me even if they reprioritize and decide to do work along South Detroit, planning takes time, so stay tuned. Jeremy, by the way, says Denver Water told him he needed to get a denial from his insurance company to cover the damage from that water. Then the utility would start to look into potentially covering the damage. If you have a consumer problem, send us an email. I'm Steve Stager, Steve on Your Side, 9 News.
I would be so frustrated, Steve. And it seems like a lot of hoops to jump through.
You know, and I think
they get compensated back.
Yeah, you know, and I think the neighbors there are getting concerned about this from a safety perspective, right? It's one thing to not have water for a few days. It's one thing to have kind of water pooled on the street. The thing they're concerned about is this last one sounds like it actually was a bit of an explosion. There was asphalt everywhere, including some that damaged Jeremy's roof, made it into the backyard. They worry about what if somebody was riding their bike in that area? What if somebody was driving or walking in that area when that happened? They just want to see this fixed as soon as possible.
Well, Steve Stager, thank you.